Hey, hello guys. So I hope all of you must have practiced what we have discussed last time for this modeling part, what we have covered. If you remember, we have created just a small revision purpose. We have created the relationship between, I have shown you how the data modeling works, and we have created the relationship between the product table and the sales fact table. And we were getting the exact correct results what we wanted. Okay. So now let's move forward for some other points as well to look in this data modeling, because definitely if we need to analyze the data, we have to get the data model very proper. The data model, how it plays a very important role, we have already seen it. Okay, so let's say for example, right now in my team, my manager is asking me to show me the sales. Okay, show me a more deeper analyzation of that by manufacturer names. So if I include the manufacturers, first of all, it will start giving me an error here that the relationship between the tables may be needed. Okay, and if you see once again, for each and every manufacturer, we are getting the same value, the same problem which was occurring last time. For each and every manufacturer, we will start getting the same value. Okay, even if I remove the other columns of category, if I remove the other columns of category, and even if I remove the columns of segment as well, if we just see the analysis of manufacturer, the sum of revenue manufacturer wise, categorized by manufacturer. So we are getting the same value for each and every column, each and every manufacturer. So that is definitely an incorrect result. Okay, so now we need to understand how to handle this kind of a situation. And now the big problem between these two tables, if we see the structure of the manufacturer table, we have two columns of manufacturer id and manufacturer name, and here in the sales fact column we don't have any column which is related to the manufacturer table. We don't find any column which we can relate to the manufacturer table. So how to handle this kind of a situation in your data set? And definitely you will find these kind of situations a number of times. How to handle that? So for that, what you just need to do is you just need to go click anywhere in your pivot table, click on the relationships, click on your relationship tab once again, click on new relationship. If we see the structure of your manufacturer table once again, just a moment before that, there is a column named as manufacturer id. You can see that there is a column named as manufacturer id, and here in the product table we have also have that column as manufacturer id, and the product table is already connected with my sales fact table. We have already created the relationship between the product table and the sales fact table, which is already existing here. So now what I want to say, let's go here and create a new relationship between the manufacturer table and the product table. And then we'll jump into the diagram to understand in a more deeper way. So here, what I want to say, which column will act as a foreign key? First, we have to select the table, sorry. Yeah, so my product will be the DIM product table. Here, the manufacturer ID will work as a foreign key. And the table I will select here as a related, the primary table to be DIM manufacturer, the manufacturer ID column. It's automatically understanding and selecting the manufacturer ID column. As soon as I hit OK, you can see here, we start getting the exact correct results. We are starting to get the exact correct results. Okay, let's jump into the diagram and understand it in a more deeper way. So if we go to the pivot table, okay, if we not pivot table, sorry, if we go to Power Pivot, if you open up that relationship window and we click on diagram view to more understand in a very simple way. So what I will do, first of all, I'll keep this geo table and dim date table on the side by side for right now. Okay, and I'll put this manufacturer table here. Now let's understand that in a better way, what exactly is happening here. The point was we cannot have a direct relationship between the sales fact table and the manufacturer table because we don't have a manufacturer ID column existing here. So what we are doing, we are using the product table as an associated table. This is called an associative relationship, where we have an intermediate table as a product table, which is working as an intermediate table between the product, between the manufacturer and the sales fact table. So what we are doing, we are creating a direct relationship between the manufacturer table and the product table, which we can do. Yes, we have a 1-2 star relationship between these two columns. This is my primary key in the DIM manufacturer column, which is having unique values. And this is each product table can have manufacturer ID repeated n number of times. So yes, it's absolutely correct relationship. And indirectly, this product table is connected with my sales fact table. So we have an associated relationship between the sales fact table and manufacturer table. And that is absolutely working for me and giving my required results. So the point here to understand is it is not always compulsory that we will have the common columns between the tables. What we need to do in that case, sometimes we don't have the common columns between the fact table and the dimension table, but to create the proper relationship, we have to go through the associative table. Okay, and that's what we are doing here. Okay, so I hope all of you will understand this point. Definitely, if any questions from anyone, please let me know. We'll put the email ID in the chat box as well. So we'll request you to put your questions as well. Okay, so I'm closing this window for right now, the diagram view. I'm done with this. I'm getting the exact correct answers. If I want to move much deeper now, so I can go once again in my product table and I can select my segment category as well. Done. So it's very easier for me now. I have the manufacturer wise segment wise analysis of my sales. Okay, so we are getting the results what we wanted. One more question. Now, for example, if we see now, if we go back to our tables, go back to our previous tables, like geo table. Okay, in this geo table, we have some columns as zip, city, state, district, country, location. Maybe let's say we don't have this country zip column. So I'm deleting this. Just a moment. I'm deleting this column. And inside the sales fact table, if we go to the sales fact table, I'm deleting this column as well. Okay, so how to now the point which came in my mind is how to create the relationship between the geo table and the sales fact table. Okay, because there are no two common columns inside the geo table and the product table and the sales fact table, and even there are no chances for associative tables as well. If we jump to the pivot uh, uh, power pivot once again, if we go to the diagram view as well, you can see here in the dim geo table we have zip, city, state, region, district, country, location, and in the state sales fact we have zip. Why can't we create the relationship between these two directly? Because both of them, they are having the duplicate values. So one of the table has to get the unique value. You can see it is throwing an error. The relationship cannot be created because each column contains duplicate values. Select at least one column that contains only unique values. That means we have to get one primary key, at least one table. The column which we are selecting must be working as a primary key. That means that doesn't have a null or a duplicate value. But in this case, it is not like that. The zip is also repeating for multiple uh, uh, city values. The zip is repeating, and in the sales fact table as well, the sales are repeating for a single zip value. Okay, so then how to handle this kind of a situation to create the relationship between these tables? What we can do for that purpose is, if you remember last time how we have jumped to the queries, the Power Query Editor. So let's jump into Power Query Editor once again. Go to your queries section. If you go to geo table here, okay, and in the geo table, if we remove this column here, let me show you how I have added that column. Let me show you this. What I will do is I'll create a concatenation column between country and zip to make it as a unique value. I'm repeating once again. I'll create the concatenation column between country and zip. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go to add column, create a custom column. I'll name that column as country zip. Country zip. Add the formula. Use your country column. For concatenation, we'll use the ampersand symbol separated by comma, and we'll once again use the ampersand symbol and then zip column. Let me explain you the expression, what it is doing. It will concatenate two columns, the country column value. It will be concatenated by a comma symbol and then a zip value. For example, it will be maybe India, comma, 1234 zip value. Then India, comma, 12345 zip value, something like that. So if I hit OK, it will add the new column for me. Okay, we are done with this. Same thing, what I will do is I'll go to the sales fact table. Okay, let's say if we don't have this column, and let me show you how to add this column. So go to your custom column. Once again, same column name as country zip. Country zip. And what you can do here is once again choose your country column, concatenate with comma, concatenate with zip column. Same expression, same thing. Done. It will also add the country zip column. Now we have the common column between the two tables. So once again, the same process you can follow and you can add the relationship between the two tables. It will start working. Okay, the data is too huge, so definitely it can take some time to load. I'm leaving it up to you. You just close and load it up to your data set. You start loading the data into your report table. Okay, so it may take some time. You take your time and load this and create the relationship between the two tables. So I'll leave this as an exercise. Up to you to do it. Create the model properly. Your model must be looking like your model of data must be looking like a star schema or snowflake schema. Let me explain that as well. What I mean for that. We have generally when we work on any data analytics project, we have two kind of schemas to follow. If the people who are from non-technical background, they're very new and they are not able to understand this meaning of this word schema. That's a very let me explain you in a very normal way that how your tables of your data will be organized inside your data model. Okay, so we have two major kind of schemas which follow by the industry everywhere in data analytics. One of them is star schema and the other one is the snowflake schema. Sorry, star schema and snowflake schema. Let me explain you. If you see this model right now, where we have a center fact table and we want all the dimension tables to be connected in this shape with my fact table. It will have the fact table will have a connection with all the dimension tables. So what kind of image it is looking like? It's almost looking like a star. So the star schema says that the fact table is in center and it will be having a relationship with all of your dimension tables. Maybe a direct relationship or an associative relationship, but it will have a relationship with all the dimension tables. But in star schema, we cannot connect the two dimension tables to each other. Okay, what I mean from that is, let's say suppose we have a country table. I'll have a more, I'll share with you a link as well to go through the description for more detailed on this star schema and snowflake schema. I'm just explaining in a very simple terms here. Let's say suppose we have two tables. One is storing dim country, one is storing dim country, and one is dim state. Okay. Now, what is the problem if we don't have the relationship between those two tables? Maybe possible by mistake we are entering some value in the state, value of a state of a country where we don't have office. Okay, we can only it should allow us to enter the value in the state table, only the value where we can enter, where we have that office, that the state belongs to that country where we have the office. Okay, so what do I mean to say? If I explain it more in a simple language, if I open up a notepad file here, explain it. What I'm saying is I have two tables here. One is country ID, country table, and the country name. It is having two columns as country table and country name. And the other one is we have a state table. Inside this also we have state ID and state name. Inside this we have country ID as in one, and India is my country name. And let's say suppose we have okay, that's fine. If we have state ID one, we have Maharashtra as the state name. That's fine. But here we have second, let's say we have one more value as US. But here maybe we are entering something, a state which is belonging to Australia. Let's say Adelaide, a city or maybe a state which is belonging to Australia. Okay, in which we don't have we don't have office in Australia, in country of Australia. So that is definitely is incorrect anomaly data. So what we want to handle this situation is to stop this problem. What we should do is we should first of all create a relationship between these two dimension tables so that we can stop the data anomalies. Okay, so what we will do, we'll create a country ID column inside this as well. Okay, and that country ID should be existing now into the country column. In whatever country ID you will insert here, that should be existing here first of all. Then only you can insert the value here into the country ID. So it will stop the data anomalies. Okay, so that is, in this situation, we need to create the relationship between two dimension tables as well. So if I come back here, if we need to connect the two dimensions with each other, okay, it is called as a snowflake schema. In the star schema, we have the fact table in center, and that is connected to all of our dimension tables. But the dimension tables, we are not connected to each other. But if we need to create the relationship between the two dimension tables as well for data security and stopping the data anomalies, we should go for the snowflake schema. I'll share the links in the description box to go through the these two in more details. So I want all of you to go ahead and practice what we have discussed today, uh, and come back with your queries. Okay, so I'll put the email ID as well in the chat box. So if any questions, please put your questions on the mail. Okay, thank you so much. And my request, still, if you have not subscribed the channel, I'll request you to subscribe it and like the videos. Thank you so much.